Let's talk about it.
Say you don't like the life I live.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Alright, I'm always on the grind.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Always got money on my mind.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Say you don't like this life of mine.
Wanna talk about it.
Yeah, I'm always on the grind.
Let's talk about it.
I gotta shine.
Let's talk about it.
Always got money on my mind.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Say you don't like this life of mine.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, I'm always on the grind.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I gotta shine.
Let's talk about it.
Always got money on my mind.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Yo. What's up, world?
God body.
God body to the fullest. Knowledge is key. Profit Ace. We are in here to break it down. God body. How's we doing tonight, AC?
Man, all blessings, man, and all praise due to the Father, man. Another day, another way. You know what I mean? Been speaking with my brother all day, man. It's been nothing but fruitful energy all day, man.
God body. Oh my gosh, America. Hey, we're gonna talk about it. I know this is where we speak nothing but the raw truth. Let's talk about it. Before we get to the subject, we have crossed that year threshold. And rest in light to the God, Scipion Good, aka Icewater.
See?
Man, yeah, man, we done lost so many people since last year, man. Gone, but you were never forgotten.
Never.
Definitely make sure that keep your memory going. God body, one love, 30 in God body. All right, so with no further ado, let's get to the matter at hand.
Was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So that's just what I saw. And I tried to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like a man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was strong.
Yes, Lord. And I don't see a winning situation. I'm gonna say that first. For everybody here rocking with us tonight, make sure that you're present. Make sure you're not thinking about what happened at work today, what happened last week, what you heard they said about this kid or that kid. Now let's throw out of past, future, throw those things out the way. We need everybody to be present today. Be present because Lowe's, the known store, home economic store, said that they shut it down today. There is a lot taking place in the world, man. There's people worried, and the majority of people feel alone. They feel by themselves. And there's some good souls out there in this world. There are some good souls, man. But what I've been seeing on social media since this incident, and man, it's been disappointing to say the least. But they say every time one thing happens and it looks a certain way, something else is really happening in the background. So I say tonight, that is what's time to actually do. We will be tapping into what is true and what is not true. I mean, so let's just get just down to the basics. Like, what are people saying about what's going on?
From a particular area. So there was a murder in Texas. Everybody's talking about Austin Metcalf. It was stabbed in the chest and killed at a high school track meet, and everybody's arguing about the self-defense law. Well, in Texas, they have a self-defense law, and it's a stand your ground law. The perpetrator is argued to have been standing his ground and defending himself from Austin, removing him physically from a tent that was the designated area for Austin's track team. Austin told the guy to leave, grabbed him, was removing him from the area. He was stabbed in the chest. People are saying that this is self-defense. In the state of Texas, like many other states, there is a reasonability requirement and a requirement that the force be balanced with the threat. So, if someone pushes you on the shoulder, then you can't pull out a gun and shoot them. So I don't know what happened, but being grabbed by the arm and physically removed from the area, while that may not have been lawful, I don't know if the response of stabbing him in the chest without anything more than that would have been legal. Legal use of force or reasonable use of force, proportional use of force. Did he have a reason to use force? Yes. Did he have a reason to proportionally to the force that was being used against him escalate to deadly force for the stab in the chest? With the information that I have citing that he was just being grabbed and removed from a particular area, I would guess that that's a no at this point. So, again, Texas law allows the use of force in defense of yourself or others, even the use of deadly force, but I do believe that the use of deadly force must be reserved for times when you believe your life is in danger or the life of another is in danger, or to stop the commission of a forcible felony like a robbery, kidnapping, certain other crimes, severe crimes of that type. So with the information that's out there right now, I do not believe that the self-defense claim is as strong as some people think it is. But we'll wait and see for more information, and we'll evaluate.
All right. So what are we saying? My guy here says that they basically that he was he was legally within his rights to use force, but he's saying he went overboard. He's saying that he used too much force. The amount of what was done to him didn't equal what he did. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right, yeah. We gonna get before we get to just throwing our weight around. Before we throw our weight all the way around, I want to go back into something that I think it's greatly important just to dig into this situation. It's greatly important. I need y'all people to focus on this because as when stories happen or things happen, first of all, people are under stress. They're under certain things, so they remember stuff and then they start thinking about things a different way. But normally, when you catch somebody and you see what happens, this is a little bit after the situation. Let's take another look at this.
Was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother said,
Gotta stop. He said the guy started talking reckless. When we go into this situation, what made him talk reckless? So let's pay clear attention to the beginning of this.
was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Also grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not gonna talk about the rest. So, that's just what I saw. And I try to help him, but
It was just senseless.
it was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like a man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was strong.
We go. So
Yeah.
that is the first. And let's look at what was said just days later.
What can you tell us about what happened at that track meet? How could this thing that seems like is not on the menu of possibilities could happen? Again, I was at a track meet, by the way, on Tuesday. This is not something you think could ever happen. How did it happen?
So it was a really bad storm in the morning, and they had a lot of delays. And me, my brother, a couple of kids were walking back from the field house of the middle school because we attended that middle school when we went to middle school, and we were saying hello to old coaches and catching up with them. And then we're walking back to our stand. We put our tent up so all the bleachers were right there, were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. Never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate, and
Okay, right there. Just to say, at first you said they walked up and asked the kid to move out of the tent. Now he's saying that they were already sitting down and that he started saying something reckless.
Right.
Just listen, because it's like we're gonna break this story. We're gonna break this down like all the way. But there's a lot of clues. There's a lot of gems within this whole interview right here to tell a lot, man. Remind you that these are people. Rest in light. Rest in life, definitely, to Austin Metcalf. Um, we're here for the healing part. We're here for the journey of just knowing that these was two human beings. It should not be he was the black kid, he was the white kid issue. These are two 17-year-olds that there was an issue of whatever happened. Yeah, we're going to break this all the way down, but let's keep listening.
uncalled for. When I turned around and asked him who he was, he started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with me, just brothers, just having my back, and things started getting more like higher intensity. And the kid said some like aggressive stuff, like reckless stuff, and also try to handle the problem. And yeah.
Austin was always one to step up. He always was one to step up and be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This is like because they have personal items there.
A lot of stuff gets stolen, just like that.
A lot of stuff gets stolen, personal items.
Hey, but then,
Yeah, you say what?
but then for the descriptions that he gives for the language that the brother uses is reckless and aggressive or whatever. Then for his brother, he gets what? What did he say? He gets a higher.
Yeah.
he brings a higher. But then his mama back him up by saying, he always was protected. Then they showed a picture of him hugging his brother. So it's like,
It's definitely, bro. It's definitely scripted. It's definitely scripted. But let's keep going because we're gonna hear it. We're gonna hear it.
Just precautions and stuff. And our coaches always told us don't let other schools like mess with our stuff. Just sit around our tent area, and we set that up for the girls track every meet we had. So it's just like he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. And it's just a tragedy what happened.
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
Oh shoot! He gets stopped. I'm trying to hear what did that guy say. When he asked him what happened,
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
He stepped up over there, asked him to move, got aggressive. He grabbed the bag, and then I whipped my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers, grabbing his chest, just blood rushing out. He said, he got stabbed. He got stabbed. First, I froze for half a second. I didn't know what to do. And then I saw him about to fall. I went to go over there. I grabbed him. I see. This stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't laughing at
Best I can to understand.
Yeah, there was. You can see. You can picture what happened when what was coming out of his chest, and
yeah.
Y'all can visualize this. I don't want to put that on my mom right now, but I pushed my hand on there to try to make it stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes. I just saw his soul leave, and it took my soul too.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to ask you one last question. I've seen interviews with your husband, who I can hear in the side, by the way. I think he's there in the room with you. I saw an interview last night. Okay, someone else. Yes, okay.
Yes, sir.
But I.
twice.
Uh-huh.
Twice. We have to pay closer to it. That's the second time they say they have stopped. Shh. Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
There's something.
Oh, not just that.
Yeah.
They making them cry, man. This is look. They making mom and him sit there and cry. Come on, man. Come on, bro. They trying to feed to the jury. They trying to buy the jury. That's all. You know what I mean?
I have seen interviews with your husband in the last 24 hours, and it was remarkable to me that I heard your husband say within hours of this that he forgave this other young man, and he got there so quickly. And I just want to see, know that there's a right or a wrong place to be, especially as quickly as this has happened. Megan, how do you feel on that front today?
I am not like their dad. I am so angry at that boy. And it's just not fair. That's all I have.
I understand.
I'd like to say it's forgave, not forgotten, but I'm not at that point yet to forgive that kid for what he did to my brother. Because, 17 years, my best friend, just there in the blink of an eye, I lost him. So I'm not at that point to forgive and forget, but eventually I will. But I pray for his family. I pray that they understand what we're going through as well. I just pray for everybody.
I totally understand where both of you.
Here we go. I mean, he said that he's not at the place of forgiving or forgetting, but however, he will get there, and he wishes peace for his family too. So everybody that's tripping on social media, understand that the brother was there while his brother died. He felt it within his heart, not even a week later, to say at some point, I will forgive this person. Now, somebody who murdered your brother in cold blood, just for nothing, is there even a possibility? And we speaking to the human part of you, not the part of you that was worried about if he was black or white yesterday or the day before or even after. The human part of you, are you touched even a little bit by the fact that his own brother is saying, at some point, I will forgive this person. I will forgive. He was there. His brother literally passed in his arms, and he's saying, I will forgive this person.
I think that still was a part of the coaching of the person in the room, myself. But if that was
God body. Yeah, you say you think it was part of the coach.
yeah, but if that was genuinely coming from somebody, yeah, I could feel. But I don't think that was genuine coming from him though, and I don't even know if he really was there when his brother died. I still don't know that yet.
Oh yeah, he was 100% there when his
I'm
brother
not with
died.
his hand on his heart doing all that. That might just be something they added. I don't know. I got to keep listening. You know what I mean?
Ah yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, there's so much on social media from this play, and I
Yeah.
personally think let's listen to this lady and see what she says about the outcome.
Criminal defense attorneys. I've also read statements from some other attorneys on whether this self-defense claim is actually going to uphold in court. And here's what they're saying: that Metcalf was unarmed. That is not good for Anthony. Also saying that Anthony's prior verbal threat that said in the affidavit, saying, touch me and see what happens, that this isn't going to be good because it could be interpreted as provocation. That specifically under Texas law, it reads this: a person who provokes an incident may lose the right to claim self-defense. Criminal defense attorneys also say you can't escalate deadly force just because someone touches you. However, the defense may argue this: that Anthony panicked. He was under a perceived threat, especially if multiple individuals were involved. So his defense attorney may in fact try to argue and prove and must prove that there were multiple aggressors in this case. Here's my take. Anthony faces up to life in prison. If he goes to trial, that could mean a harsher sentence if he doesn't win. I believe that more evidence is going to come out, and I think he is going to take a plea deal that would reduce it down likely to a manslaughter charge, and he will go to jail for 10 to most likely 15 years. What are your thoughts about all of this? What do you think about the case? Right.
Man, out of a lot I've seen, I think she broke it down kind of exactly what I almost expect to see. I almost expect it to be like the murder charge that they have him on right now. It's no way possible. It wasn't premeditated or cap. This is the thing that Carmelo has to keep in mind. Um, why did he have the knife at a school? This is the $1 million question. This is the $1 million question. Like if there was prior beef or there was something else going on, or where he snuck the knife in school and it ended up being a different situation, and there might be something
Oh,
that the holding on. Yeah,
shit, I played sports. I played sports. Whenever we went to a section, I knew where it was some rough heads, bro. I took I might have had a knife or switchblade, or I ain't gonna even front. So, and that's for
yeah,
the reason of I know where I'm going. I'm not
yeah,
stupid. I know
yeah,
I'm with the coach and I'm with cats that I don't even really hang with outside of school. We just on a sports team together. But when it comes to me moving around in this new section out here where I know they got Crips and Bloods, you know what I mean? Hey, bro, they don't care about this game. You feel me? So I might bring my knife. Now, am I premeditated because I'm looking out for myself? I'm just doing sport. You feel
see,
me?
this is the thing. When someone is asking you questions, and
Yeah.
this is what I want to go all the way into, because this whole situation, this whole situation, all I've heard is the black kid, the white kid, black
Yeah.
kid, the white kid. Never am I hearing the names Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony. What would be the name? What would be the chances that this guy's name would be Carmelo Anthony? And the only thing I can think about for real, like when I keep it real and I look at this whole situation, is hey, like, dang, look at the environment that has been created. And this environment was created through a lot of what we call music. A lot of the music that we hold on to, that we love, like, has created an image as to where you can say black boy now, and somebody thinks that it's somebody that's putting hits on somebody's head, um, what would be the chances that this was just happening last week, and this is all over the news in the same location? Certain things even happened in Frisco, and now today we're discussing this. There are no winners. Like, what are the winners? And then when you look at it, and you see he's obviously crying. Austin, rest in peace. He's no longer here with us. When we look at this situation, it's obvious that he doesn't look like somebody who was just intending on killing somebody, unaliving somebody. But then, like I say, I think when you really talk about accountability and certain things that create these environments that we live in, or these illusions that make it look like certain people are a certain way, it happens because it is.
Particularly on women. But I think it helped change the course of the crack epidemic. I don't know what's this opioid thing, man.
Well, being a
so
crackhead wasn't cool back then. Being a
What?
crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup and
It's
to
the
be on
most
the
dangerous.
pills.
It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
But I'm saying that's hypocritical, though. You're saying the
it's
opioid problem's a problem.
opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Who's Dame Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him. So you bring his name up. I don't even know him. So
y'all made a lot of money together.
Made a lot of
money.
money.
Come on, Leo. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him. I really don't. So, I don't know what.
Yeah. So as we see, it's big profit. It's big profit to make certain people look a certain way, to carry a certain image. Man, say, man, I feed these people murder, crack, drugs, all these different things. I got a family to feed. Meanwhile, it's really people out here like these situations. Two young men get in an altercation, and let's keep it real. Like, man, this right here is something like an auction. Who can find the most money? I mean, what are we talking about? Look at this. Honoring Austin Metcalf, help his family. Talking about $273,812 raised.
But see, the whole thing, this thing still ain't telling me about what was going on from the time everybody was sitting down under this tent. See, all I'm getting out of all this, bro, is the stabbing. You feel me? And couple seconds before the stabbing, they really ain't telling me about. Even in the description from the boy and his mama, there's too much description on old boy being violent and all this stuff. But when it comes to his brother's actions, you have no description of his actions. That don't sound crazy to nobody?
I mean,
when we talk about cause and effect, you only know how this man reacted based on what was coming at him. You have no description of that, but we have every description of every word he said. They give you a description for his words. You feel me?
Most definitely. I mean, man, the world is.
But I don't hear no description for none of the boy that passed. I don't hear no description for his actions though, except for his brother saying he got whatever he said, louder. Or, it was some word he used, but he made sure it wasn't toward violence. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because if he had said anything like that, that's why I said all that shit was coached and it was controlled, because they made sure everything they said about the boy would make him look like he was ready for murder. And that's why they let him cry right there and nobody else stopped that shit. You feel me? They said, yeah, record that shit. You feel me? This wasn't about them really crying over that boy. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You see how quick that boy dried up? That boy dried up quick. He dried up quick. I lost a brother.
The two GoFundMes.
Huh?
No, there's two GoFundMes. Like Austin Metcalf, he has one. They've raised over 273,000. Carmelo and.
But we don't know nothing about his actions, though. That's what I'm saying. We knowing about.
They have raised. But I'm talking about the support of the people. Like you talking about $207,000 raised since this incident has happened. 270,000 just from Austin's daddy. His mama's raised over 100,000. So people are putting money out here. They're man. This topic is like the trailblazing topic of man. Like yeah, and I want to know. I want to know that ACC. Like you say, you're not hearing what happened. What is it exactly? What is it exactly that you thinking that you're not hearing?
The calls for the whole action. I'm not hearing that. You know, like bro. I mean, you got. If this was too, you know, we trying not to go colors and all that stuff, but if I put it in a different area and I say these cats ran into
the raw truth. You're speaking the raw truth.
Okay, raw truth. Put that on some our rap, our black. We know exactly everything went down. What caused it? What you know why that nigga came over there? Why he ended up putting a strap on him? You know that. You ain't hearing that right now. You have no idea of what really made that boy feel like I gotta stab this cat. Like I said a minute ago, if I go, it don't have to be that I go to a school full of black dudes to feel in fear. It could be I go to a school full of wannabes that made him feel in fear.
Hey,
you feel me?
Suburbs is wild.
Yeah, he could have felt that way, but we don't want to share that picture. But we quick to let him share the picture of the ghetto as being nothing but melon people. So fear. They killed him. They always kill. So I'm just saying, if you want to have an Eminem, then pick up the reality that those cats with that tent might have been some thugged out. You know, they don't want to paint that picture because they got them hugging in pictures right now. But we ain't talking about hugging in pictures. We talking about what did he really say to that boy? You feel me? Why? First he's sitting down. Now he's standing up. Wait, first he's sitting down. And then the other dude came in there and sat down and said he said something reckless.
Damn.
What made him say something reckless?
And I'm sorry. Just in the world of words. If I'm speaking with somebody, I say, bro, you're in the wrong tent. You're in the wrong tent, man. Get up and go to the right tent. What is reckless? I would be able to speak exactly what that person spoke. I'll be able to say, yeah, man, he said this. But when I say he said something reckless, I don't know, man. That sounds like you're emitting information or something you not want to say. Why am I saying he's speaking reckless? Why am I not just saying what he said? If this is a situation,
that's what I'm saying, though.
No, I'm saying
that's my point.
If this situation just happens and you say, hey, you know that this was said, why not just say what was said? Why try to make it seem like something that, you know, he was talking reckless or this or that? But like I say, there are two different discrepancies. But then in the second interview, somebody saying, hey, be quiet.
Right.
Somebody
because that's when he asked about an action. That's what I'm saying. There is no description of an action from his brother. They don't want that put out at all. They like, if you describe any action from him, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. That's going to be our whole case. So that's what I'm saying. I'm missing. I'm not hearing that shit. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it.
That's real. I mean, yeah, it has to make sense. As soon as this happened, if somebody passed in my arms, bro, I'm going to have a photographic memory of exactly what happened. Like I say, this right here is not about color to me. It's two 17-year-old people getting into whatever they get into. However, the world has voted and the world has made it about color. The world is saying it's about color. And just to prove to y'all, to prove 100% this is not about color, man, this is not even a month ago in Killeen, Texas. Let's talk about it.
To remember and celebrate Serenity's life.
News 10's Isabella Quintanilla was at the vigil speaking with family about this heartbreaking loss and the message they want to share.
Family members, friends, and classmates were in tears today as they all said goodbye to 14-year-old Serenity Baker. Serenity's aunt, Jasmine Schenkel, shared how difficult this tragedy has been for their whole family, especially for Serenity's mom.
That was heartbreaking. That was devastating for my sister to have to go there, the family to have to go over that. I don't know if you've seen her younger brother over there. Like, he melted down.
In a bittersweet memorial, they lit candles, shared some beautiful words about Serenity, and then released hundreds of red and purple balloons into the air, Serenity's favorite colors. Schenkel says she was amazed but not surprised by the huge crowd that gathered in her memory.
Just to see how many people will come out, and you can see from the look of it, she has a lot of love out here.
Wishing Serenity could be there to see all of this herself and so that they could give her a proper goodbye.
I just love her. I just love her. Because at the end of the day, what more does a 14-year-old girl want but to be loved?
During the vigil, family members also called for an end to the violence, saying that this should have never happened.
It's sad. The youth, the violence, the having to feel like you're one up and stuff, it's not worth it. Because now, not only has that girl going to have to deal with, legal things, and she's lost part of her life, my niece is also never coming back to see any of us. It's a sad situation for everybody.
The family says funeral and memorial services for Serenity.
Man, rest in light forever 14, Serenity Baker. Rest in light to the goddess out there in Killeen. I mean, so what do we say about this? What do we say about this or that? Like, we see this. Nobody raised the GoFundMe for Serenity Baker. She didn't get, to lead people over $200,000 because her getting stabbed. She got stabbed at a school. So we got to start thinking, what are these kids learning at the school? What is going on at the school? What even has these individuals in this type of energy at school? We talking about where they should be learning at, or different things should be happening. And now you have the world talking about things that music has made people think that people are. Like, I admit 100% that I live in a neighborhood, and to me as well, it almost struggles. Man, this is the hardest thing to admit. When I see a bunch of little young kids that look like me, even I'll be like, damn, sometimes, bro, they done had whole gang fights, and I live in a decent community. Like, whole gang fights. It'd be different stuff where I'd be like, hey, man, we gotta find a new culture. We gotta gravitate to something else bigger than what has been happening. Like, or people will make you look like this. Like Big U. Big U was held up all over the world. Rest in light to the God. Rest in light to the God, man. If only thing I can say is, well, we can hope for better. I hope he's not connected to anything with Nipsey Hussle or different things that man, like I said, this thing is hard for some to talk about. It's getting easier and easier that I think for the world to talk about. So why did this situation have to happen? Two 17-year-olds arguing over whatever, a tent or whatever, somebody gets stabbed in the heart. What energy did it create? It created the opportunity for people to grow. It created the opportunity for people to grow. Man, if something is wrong, it's wrong. It doesn't matter what color it is. If something is right, it's right. It doesn't matter what color it is. I have no dog in the fight of saying the white kid or the black kid. I don't. You tell me the situation, I'm gonna analyze what happened. It's gonna be exactly this or that. This whole thing that the world is on, y'all got me, man. I'm disappointed in what I see from, oh my gosh, America. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Are you serious? We done seen people like, man, we can say the Emmett Tills, we can put on whatever where wars start, or they start following all type of different people and the rest of doing all type of different things because of images that were made. These people are like this. This person is like this. Hey, man, we got to quit falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Hey, Cece, bro, I know you got something on it. What's good, God? God, body.
You got it, man. Man, you just got to learn to have more appreciation for life, man. That's all. Instead of mutilation, body mutilation, body appreciation, you know, life appreciation. It's just simple, simple.
Man,
But we do more remaking and thinking we creating the chessboard when we forget about the creator of the board. You feel me? Like you can't redo what he meant to do. You feel me? Like stop playing with that. That's don't go against the grain. Like you say, we all humans. Deal with each other as humans because we all gonna go through the same thing. Pick your battle. But you better find the right energy to pick that battle with. You feel me?
God,
And we
right.
all can have positive energy, but it's some people that's never gonna get that. And as good energy people, you just gotta know when to disconnect from those that are not willing to grow. That's all. That don't mean to start infecting yourself with stupidity because you say the masses is stupid, so I gotta join the group. That's stupid. That's stupid. You feel me? When you
Hey,
find
but
when you find yourself, huh?
if you don't have the
Exactly.
conversation though, this is
Right.
let's talk about it. Hey, this is the place where if there's certain things people don't want to talk, we talk about it here. Like so you have to at least be willing to talk about it. Just because there are people you might think they might be lost in the dark. I say there are people arguing over this situation like, oh, the black kid, white kid, blah 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 blah. But
Yeah, but they gotta know what to talk about. And you got some people that just run their mouth and they ain't talking about nothing. So he ain't saying just start talking. He's saying start talking about something that's gonna make a difference. You feel me? That don't mean just pick up and just start repeating what Tom and Dick and Harry said. You feel me? Do some research and understand what you're talking about and share that with the next seed. You feel me? That's what that means. You got people, like I say, that are running around, man, just start running their mouth. They ain't accomplishing nothing. They just talking about what book they just picked up. That book ain't showing no action, though. So them youngsters, they looking for action. You feel me? They looking for action. So
it's
in order to change the community, that means we got to be effective in our community. We can't be talking about that shit. If we talk about it, we got to show them this is how that looks. You feel
yeah.
me?
Hey,
If we can't produce it, yeah.
shout out to Frisco ISD. Um, shout out to every kid that had to get up after this situation and go to school and face other people with this crazy weird energy of the black kid stabbed the white kid. Like, man, shout out to y'all because I know it's hard. Like, with teachers, so many people are talking about this situation. But people are not thinking about the leftover people that are here to deal with the situation. Kids are having to go to school where now teachers are talking about these same things, principals are talking about it, police officers, people that play a vital place in community are talking about this one situation. Did this situation have to happen? Like, and we're gonna get into the rules because there's definitely gonna be rules change, laws and regulations, different things put in place to assure or make sure certain things don't happen again. But then, as we also can get to, there were things happening prior to that because even in the interview, his mom says that he wanted him to get out of the tent because people could be taking objects from people and all this and that. But we're gonna find out at a certain part that Carmelo was told by a coach to go under that team's tent, and Austin and his brother was not a part of the other track team. So if they weren't on the track team and they were in an area that totally they weren't supposed to be at, like I say, man, this case is gonna take a different turn. It's gonna take a different turn. However, I do feel like the one staple that is gonna have to be answered or asked is like, dang, what was Carmelo doing with a knife at a track meet? I mean that is a question. If you have signs up that say no weapons and all these different things, it is gonna boil down. Yeah, he said he ain't worried about none of that shit. But
Yeah, nah.
I mean, these are the questions.
I know it. I'm just saying,
What are we
in
listening?
real life, I
This is
want y'all all to think about that though. It's don't be just no grown ass people talking about, oh, yeah, what was he? Nah, you knew. You knew them dudes over there, they act crazy. You know that. We finna go run against them. But you know they got some crazies that be coming to them damn track meets or whatever it is, you feel me? Man, you gonna take something, check yourself, bro. I don't care if you a gangbanger or not, bro. You gonna bring something. I mean, if you done seen cats get beat and they talking about people be robbing, so you know people been fighting and people be getting shit stole.
Man,
You feel me?
that's
Come
the
on,
crazy
come on.
thing about the law, though. It's about the law. The lawyer said, he said, touch me again and see what happens. And see what happens. Like, damn, bro, but you can't say that. If it happens, you can't say that. Because if you say that, now the law is gonna say, hey, that you wasn't really defending yourself. You was basically telling the person, hey, I'm ready for whatever. You know, you damn near getting a premeditated part.
Yeah, but he don't get around that one because he was sitting down. And all this was kept, it kept taunting him all the way out. And then so that means he also got touched once, then he got touched twice. You feel me? It's from what I'm hearing you say.
So, man, once we get into, like I say, they say he told a story. It's not like he ran when this happened. Soon as this happened, he said, "Hey, man, I was defending myself." And there's several people say his phone was slapped out his hand. He had a bruise. He had something on his hand as far as marks or something. But my whole thing is that I'm saying is that so many people are focused on the color end of this spectrum. Nobody's focused just on what happened. I mean, they include this into, man. It's people in Carmelo's defense that are coming up with all type of different hate remarks and hate situations. There are people on Austin's side that are coming with hate situations and hate remarks. Um, People have chosen sides literally off color. There's not too many people besides let's talk about it right here when we actually talking about what happened. Like we want to actually know what's happening, like what's taking place in life. Like what can I learn from these situations? How can this make me a better person, or the kids that I raise? How can I raise something different? Because we see this is not the only person that gets stabbed in the state of Texas this month in the past. You know that this, yeah, this is not the only time this has happened. Like it's so if these things are going to happen, what can we do to be a support for young people to make sure that they don't feel like they have to take a knife to a track? Damn, they can go to the track meet and just race. I mean, we know that Carmelo was part of the track team. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he was part of the track team.
Maybe that's a part of that whole, being a part of each other's lives instead of, being so separate, caught up in 9 to 5s where we all around strangers when we leave out our house. It's nice to be a teenager that has his family come through. I'm sure you wouldn't be taking your strap or your knife to a tournament if you had your mom and dad in the crowd. You did. So it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. I ain't saying anything about nobody's parents though, but
Yeah, yes you did. Yes you did, AC. Yes you did. Hell no, let's talk about it. Hey, CZ got on the
man, I gotta go to work, man. I gotta go to work,
hell
bro.
no, hell yeah. I ain't got body. Yeah, we'll let him get there. Hey, CZ say, this is what he said. He said if your mama and daddy is out there in the track meet, man, it's probably not gonna happen. Hey, so we gotta learn to support. Hey, we do. We gotta learn to support each other a different type way. Like it's time to show a different type of energy out here in this world. Like we got people who begging and hey man, look at me. This little kid's like, hey, look at me. I can make stuff move without touching it. Look at me. I can run fast. I can do this and this and that. Man, like be part of that energy. Each one teach one. We gotta learn. We gotta learn from the things that yeah. We gotta learn from life. We have to learn from life a whole different type of way. God, body. Yeah, man, we gotta learn from life. So, my closing statements that I'm gonna drop out here with y'all tonight. My closing statements is this. This situation right here Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, to America. Oh my gosh. How two 17-year-olds changed the complexion of what we feel on social media. On social media, like two 17-year-olds get in the situation and it basically shows what's hidden or what's in the underworld of social media, what people feel. Certain people couldn't wait to say, hey man, these crackers foot been on our neck, man, they're gangsters and they're protecting a murderer. People have been waiting on saying these type of things everywhere. Because in their neighborhoods, they hearing um, NBA YoungBoy, Yellow Beast. Both of these are YBs. One just getting out of jail, one possibly on the way. There's things happening, and we don't even look at these people like they people. Like they got stories. They have situations on how these situations occur. There are situations that show how these situations occur. So when we look at that and we say, hey, how did these two 17-year-olds, what happened with this situation to make this situation occur? One of them father said, for his sake, man, he practicing forgiveness. He know his son, the brother, he knows the situation. He knows the situation enough to say, you know what, this wasn't a racial thing. This wasn't about race. He said, damn, like, I can't believe that somebody would get stabbed over us arguing about a tent, but this was not a racial situation. This could have happened anywhere to anybody at any time. And one love to the tribe. God body. Whenever y'all ready, hey, let's talk about it.